Welcome to the Northern Ontario Mining Showcase podcast. It's a limited series for the Echo Community Podcast Network by Story Studio Network and Clark Communications. We highlight the influential voices, partners, and leaders who are driving innovation, research, and development, creating new market opportunities and new ways of doing business in the mining industry.
The Echo Community Network is on location at the Northern Ontario Mining Showcase at PDAC 2024. Marc Benoit is here. Marc is the president of A10 Fabrication. Marc, first of all, welcome to the show. And this is your first year at the NOMS Pavilion?
Yes, this is our first time having a booth, but we came by last year to check it out, and it's been a great event so far.
So tell us why it's important for A10 Fabrication to be here. You're a busy organization up in Northern Ontario, and then you're sort of stopping things to be down here in the midst of PDAC. Tell us about why being at the NOMS Pavilion is important for you.
Yeah, so Marla brought us in with All Mine Connect, and we were able to see all the connections. We became a member this year, and we've been to endless work events that have all tied us into this moment right here, where we are all meeting together. It ends up, well, I like to describe it as humanizing all the emails. Everybody that's you got the name on the bottom, we're able to meet them here. We're able to put a face to the name, and we pride ourselves on making those relationships. So it's been a great spot here.
Often at PDAC, we see lots of, I'll say, young companies with innovative projects. And what I find interesting about A10 Fabrication is it's the type of business that's usually a generational business. It's been around for 100 years. A10 Fabrication feels like a newer business. Younger, like you're a young guy as president. Tell us about the journey of A10 Fabrication.
Sure. So my brother and I started it way back in 2013. I didn't end up having ownership at that time. I just joined in as the general manager. We took it on. My brother Alex, he ended up joining Cambrian as a teacher, worked his way into now he's with LaSalle Secondary, and he's running some really cool program over there, getting some guys college credits through high school. He's doing some amazing things over there, and we built this together, and we started very small. We grew at the right pace, and now we're at the point where we're sitting on our 42-acre spot. We've got endless growth. We're building a whole industrial park in our area, and so my brother and I were working for two big companies in the area, and we said, why are we doing this for someone else? Let's do our own thing.
That's the spirit of entrepreneurship in Northern Ontario. And am I reading it right? That you're even at the point where you're building bridges. Well, I say building bridges. You're doing fabrication for construction that way too.
Yeah. There's nothing that's been too big for us, small for us. You know, our shop space has been limited on and off through our growth, but we just recently, last Monday, started throwing sparks in our brand new shop. So, yeah, we've got all the growth ahead of us and all the connections that we've built through the years, and they're right with us.
So you've worked in this industry for some time. You now have ownership in this industry with A10 Fabrication. Tell us a little bit about why A10 Fabrication is the place to be. Young guys in this decades-old business. Tell us about what makes you different.
Yeah, so it is a generational difference. So the guys that had the big companies that we all worked for, my age group, our generation, we worked at a different time. As everybody was get her done, look down at the books, not worrying about who's on the other side of that email. So there's a lot more to business than a lot of people are thinking. It's deep. You got to think about the relationships through and through, because when you're having a hard time, you want them to be there for you, and that's why you never say no to that customer who needs that help. So,
right.
Yeah.
So it really, even though this is, I'll say, high tech, it's massive fabrication from bridge building to giant buckets to everything in the mining industry. It really comes down to people.
Yeah, so we have the best crew we've had so far. We've never, taken. If you're a sour apple, you're not going to be with A10. If you want to stick around, you want a place that's going to worry about you as you, not a number. We've been that person. We've been that place. We're very family oriented.
My dad was a mechanic, and on weekends I used to love going into the shop, and I would get a little job. I would clean tools and do those sort of things. You're a father of two. How cool is it for your kids to see the stuff you get to do and they come into the shop?
Yeah, so my kids, they're 4 and 6. My son's 4, my daughter's 6, and they're blown away when they come to work. They come out and brand new shop, it's empty, and I'm up there in the scissor lift, and they're looking up just, Daddy, this is so cool. I go up, I want to go up. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. They're very smart kids. I want to build a good future for them, and it's not stopping with A10. We got quite some good growth going on in our area. So
your brother and yourself both have been involved in this industry. Was it a family affair? Was your parents in this business?
No, my mom was a nurse. She unfortunately passed back in 2001. She was a nurse, got hit by a transport during service while working. And my dad, he was an Air Force pilot, and during our time out in Winnipeg before Ontario, he got decompression sickness and the bends, so we moved back to Ontario after he got injured, and we've been Sudbury, Lively area since I was in grade 4. So,
Okay.
yeah, so we consider ourselves from that area. That's where our family is. But yeah, Dad was an Air Force pilot. He was out and about, just showed us good morals, and my mom was an amazing person. And yeah, we grew up. We had to grow up fast when stuff happened then, and we grew up and we made something of it.
Well, we have an affinity here with the Air Force because we're based in North Bay, and they have a huge base there. And but if your father was based out of Winnipeg, then he was a big deal. He was probably flying Hercules or.
He was the gentleman that would train the pilots on the sciences of it, and like go up in the airplanes with them, and when they would turn the corner, he was there in case something happened. Like he was a pretty high up, and it was a very exciting go to work with Dad day when you get to go out. And yeah, I was born in North Bay, so we were on that base at that time, and we spent every year moving, which naturally got me in place to have my own business. You can't be shy, you got to get out there, and it's all about making connections. And when you got to make a new friend every single year because you moved, you learn.
Yeah. And your hope for A10 Fabrication in the next 5 years? What's your vision? What do you see?
There's quite the range of things. There's too many topics to go for, but we're on track for a 42-acre industrial park with multiple businesses in our group. As well, we want to bring in other companies that want to work with us on the property. No sense grabbing transports, going shop to shop for subcontracting. Let's do it in one spot. Let's be a nice hub, and let's fix all the stuff that's not getting fixed.
As they'd say in the military, you're pretty switched on, Marc.
Yeah, thank you.
Marc Benoit is the president with A10 Fabrication, exciting business that's in a massive expansion time right now here at PDAC at the Northern Ontario Mining Showcase. Marc, we wish you and your team all the best and to the future.
Appreciate that. Yeah, and when I'm in North Bay, I'll stop in.
Thanks for listening to the Northern Ontario Mining Showcase podcast. The series is produced for the Echo Community Podcast Network by Story Studio Network and Clark Communications. For more information, visit our website, northbayecho.ca.